limits.
He's flashing the lights.
Und einer geht fliegen.
And he spins.
What a season in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland.
Start of a brand new season.
Early May in Spa, Belgium.
Ein Topfeld.
We're all set for the first race of the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland.
The first race of the year.
We are racing.
Excitement right from the start. Who will be at the top this year?
Lauren Heinrich, who wins race 1 of the season.
Race number 1 goes to Lauren Heinrich, the new Porsche Junior. There are 8 race weekends in all until the grand finale at Hockenheim, with 1 race each on Saturday and Sunday. Spa, Red Bull Ring, Imola, Zandvoort, Nürburgring, Lausitzring, Sachsenring, and finally Hockenheim are the stops. I didn't see anything, and then the guy in front of me brakes, and then I'm off to the left.
Awesome!
Thrilling races and fantastic events.
Ich glaube, es wird sehr, sehr laut, sehr laut.
Hey, I think the car's done for the weekend. You should have a trophy for that.
Luke Hartog through, past Larry Ted Voorde. Backhand steps out and he's lost it.
Es geht Hundertstel.
The Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland. Rip-roaring excitement right up to the finale, with decisions that come right down to the wire. Hockenheim season finale.
In the Rookie Championship.
Excitement at the ProAm.
Let's go.
Essentially, it's about these two guys, Lorcan Hanafin and Huub van Eindhoven, both of whom can still become champion, that is, champion in the rookie classification.
Obviously a nice fight for the Rookie Championship. Currently in second place with a 6-point gap to P1. The gap to P3 is already 53 points, so I have nothing to lose, and let's see how we get along in the weekend and try to get the Rookie Championship.
He still has to overtake him here on the right.
It's a big achievement to be fighting for the Rookie Championship in the first place. In my first season in Europe, I've only ever raced in the UK, so all these tracks are new to me. I'm still learning every time I go out in the car. It's a new car as well this season, so yeah, everything is new to me, and just trying to get to grips with it as best as I can. I think I've done a pretty good job, but yeah, there's still room for improvement.
Prior to the race, it's off to the simulator to take the seat usually occupied by Porsche eSport colleagues. Time for a virtual lap along the Hockenheim ring to see who's the fastest here.
Nothing really comes close to a real engine and sat right behind you in a cup car.
The two opponents in the rookie classification.
To race against Logan on the sim, we get along very well, so it's really nice to do that just before the race weekend starts.
So, who will win the eSport race? Who will take the checkered flag at Hockenheim? And the winner is Lorcan Hanafin. And with that, it's off to the grid for Saturday's initial race at the Hockenheim ring. What I particularly enjoy is the work we do with young talent. Lauren Heinrich, who is already champion, is simply a great competitor. It's extremely important for us, for Porsche, that we can combine our work with young talent with the incredibly high level of the series, and that's great.
It's time for the last 2 races of the season. Larry Ten Voorde starting from pole position. The Dutchman, beaten by Lauren Heinrich in the championship, wants to finish this season on a high. His team GP Elite await the start. And it is a good start. Larry Ten Voorde keeping his position. Bastian Boost behind him. Luke Hartog in P3 and Pereira in 4th. We're riding on board with Huub van Eindhoven behind Lauren Heinrich. He loses 1 position to Glenn van Parijs and now fights with Lorcan Hanafin. The rookies are in a direct fight. What we've seen in sim racing now has become a reality. The hairpin is always good for contact and crashes, but not today. Van Eindhoven versus Hanafin, wheel to wheel. It looks like Hanafin has the better exit. He pulls alongside Van Eindhoven, now side by side up towards turn 7 under braking, and it's Lorcan Hanafin who has the position. As they head up to turn 8, we ride on board with Lauren Heinrich. The guest driver Glenn van Parijs is behind him, followed by the rookies Hanafin and Van Eindhoven. On board, Jan-Erik Sloten coming to the hairpin. He brakes late and crashes into Spring. Teammate of Carlos Rivas. Both can go on. Sloten fighting hard for the ProAm Championship. This story is far from over.
On the way to the Sachs curve, or the Motordrome, I swerved to brake next to Soren, and then he also swerved to brake next to Ahmad, and then I was on the grass with 2 wheels. I could no longer brake, or at least not enough to decelerate, which caused Soren to spin out. From my point of view, it was a classic racing accident.
The stewards see things differently though. A drive-through penalty for Sloten. The 37-year-old is not amused. It's a nice present for Carlos Rivas. He has the chance to catch up in the Pro-Am Championship. At the front it's Larry 10 Voorde, Bastian Boost behind him, Luke Hartog already more than 200 metres behind. Lauren Heinrich close to Pereira, and he tries to attack the Portuguese Luxembourgian. Looks like he can make it, but Pereira has the better exit. It's a drag race towards turn 7. Pereira has the inside line absolutely flat out. Pereira edging in front in towards turn 8. Dylan Pereira stays in front of Lauren Heinrich. Behind Heinrich, we have Alexander Tauscher and Lorcan Hanafin. The 20-year-old from Ilke in the United Kingdom is still in 7th position with a gap to Maurice Schuring and Huub van Eindhoven. Things are looking good for him in the Rookie Championship. Out of turn 4 and along the Parabolica, the fastest part of the track, and Maurice Schuring gets it all wrong. He's out onto the grass. Let's take a look at the replay. He went wide on his own, gets into the dirt, and then 4 wheels into the air. Somehow he manages to stay out of trouble. That was really close. Well done by the young Dutch driver. Now, Dylan Pereira is very close to Luke Hartog. Lauren Heinrich is just behind them. If Pereira attacks Hartog, he does risk letting Heinrich through, but Heinrich is going to attack anyway. Here he comes into the Motordrome. To the outside he comes. There is a slight bit of contact. A nice fight between the experienced drivers. In the Mobil 1 Super Cup, Dylan Pereira won the fight. Here in Carrera Cup Germany, it's Heinrich who has crowned himself the champion. Carlos Rivas on his way to win the Pro-Am race. That means Sloten's lead shrinks to just 6 points. Rivas won the Pro-Am Championship 3 times in a row and has the chance to be the champion for the 4th time. The last race will be decisive. Rivas just needs to keep it all together and not make any mistakes. Looking pretty chilled there, isn't he? Behind Rivas is Ahmed Al-Shihab and Christoph Lange fighting for 2nd place. The driver from Q8 is in his 2nd year at Carrera Cup Germany and improved his driving a lot. He won the Pro-Am race at Spielberg. Lange behind him has never won a race. A podium for him is a big success. The Cartec Motorsport by Nigrin Porsche looking solid around turn 17. On board with Dylan Pereira still fighting with Lauren Heinrich. There's a big puff of smoke. It looks like a big braking mistake from Luke Hartog in front. It goes deep into turn 2. Pereira is through on the inside. Luke Hartog's team Black Falcon can only watch on from the pit wall stand. Luke Hartog's tyres will be seriously flat-spotted after that, and a lap later, Lauren Heinrich moves past, and then it's Alex Tauscher as well. Hartog is easy prey with those damaged tyres. It means that Pereira is now 3rd, Heinrich behind him, Tauscher up to 5th ahead of Hartog, Hanafin still in 7th, Huub van Eindhoven, Rudy van Buren and Glenn van Parijs completing the top 10.
I knew I wanted to finish on the podium. That's why I gave everything. It was extremely tough, but a very fair duel over several laps. I tried it several times. The fact that I managed to finish on the podium on the last lap and thus reward my team was of course so cool, but it was also a very, very hard-fought podium finish.
Lauren Heinrich is now in P3, his 12th podium of the year. It'll be interesting to see where Heinrich is going to race next year. He is a Porsche Junior and gets support from Sascha Massen for the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. Next step will be GT3, allegedly. Out of the last corner for Larry 10 Voorde, the outgoing Carrera Cup champion wins his 4th race of the season. Bastian Boost behind him, No chances for him at any time, but still a very good result for the young Dane.
Had a very good start and a great feeling with the car. I was able to focus well on driving and then get the win in the end thanks to GP Elite. We worked hard and of course it's nice to win the race at the end.
10 Voorde, Busan Heinrich, the podium of race 1 here at Hockenheim.
Pace was really nice. I was right behind Larry the first few laps and then slightly lost a bit during the race. We have to work a bit on the setup for Sunday and then see if we can be there to fight for the victory tomorrow.
The first places of the first race at the final weekend, in the ProAm's Carlos Rivas takes the win and as a result moves further ahead in the championship standings. We're now 4 points away from 18 points. That means if we drive very cool and with brains tomorrow, it should all work out great. But you have to finish. So it's not done until it's done. The top 3 in race number 1 at Hockenheim. The award ceremony for the rookies. First place, Alexander Tauscher. Second place, Lorcan Hanafin. And in third, Huub van Eindhoven. So the decision in the Rookie Championship will have to wait until the very last race of the season. Popcorn, freshly made, on hand in the Porsche paddock on Thursday evening at a very special movie night. We have some international guests. Some even flew in especially to watch the world premiere of our Passion Drive film.
Today it's an amazing day because we saw the movie for Passion drivers. This amazing trip to Italy in the mountains.
We drove a beautiful route from Munich out to Imola, everything being accompanied by you guys. A tour this past summer prior to the race weekend in Imola. My personal highlight of the trip was of course driving up the Stelvio at dawn and then enjoying the sunrise. That was a unique experience. It was really awesome. A highlight of the trip among many others. The trip was great, but the film was perfect. The fact that a film is then somehow made out of it, I find insanely beautiful. This is a great film.
The film was amazing, like Hollywood style amazing.
The main characters, great cars, Porsche lovers, and racers. The best metric for a film, it was pretty quiet during the film, and at the end the applause was pretty loud, so I think everyone enjoyed it. Porsche Passion Drive, the film, now also available on YouTube. It's going to be tough for sure. Carlos is pretty fast here. Competition doesn't sleep. We've done well catching up. Nürburgring, Sachsenring, that's where we proved that we can not only drive at the front in the Pro-Am, but also in the overall standings. Yes, now it's Hockenheim and the last weekend. Now let's see what we can do here. A championship title is still up for grabs among the gentleman drivers. Currently, behind him, Jan-Erik Sloten, a man with a cool head. You can actually battle it out with him quite well. But Carlos Rivas is calling the challenge. I need to be careful this weekend. If I get knocked out of the race, then it's over. Of course. In that respect, I always have to keep that in mind. But I still have to go on the attack because those behind me aren't sleeping either. They've also come here to win and finish on the podium. That's where Jan-Erik Sloten wants to end up as well. But to do that, he needs to pass the current leader and take the points and see what happens next. That's the only thing I can do. The rest is out of my hands. The decision of the Pro-Ams is more exciting than it has been for a long time. Extremely close. That's how close it is. The battle for the championship trophy will be decided in the last race of the 2022 season. Jan-Erik Sloten versus Carlos Rivas. Tomorrow it's all up for grabs. Combing your hair won't be of any help? No, right? I tried, but... Coming up, the decision in the Pro-Am Championship. For the final time this year, fans gather in the Porsche paddock for the autograph session. Once again, motorsport fans in Hockenheim gain direct access to their favorite race drivers. They're all there, the familiar faces from the Porsche Carrera Cup, and their signatures are much sought after, so most don't mind standing in line for a while. And then, another very special encounter in the paddock. Heinrich with a distinguished visitor, the mayor of his hometown of Kurnach. They engage in a little shop talk before the race because it just so happens that the mayor is one of his biggest fans. He's been following the career of his fast Kurnacher for a long time and is particularly proud of his Heinrich, who is often referred to as a Würzburger. But this is actually Kurnach, which is also important. Würzburg is nevertheless 7 kilometers away from us, and he is our citizen. This is our Kurnach, and we're proud of it. We've taken similar paths. I'm very happy for Lauren. For the past 20 years, I was the fastest Kurnacher. In my former life, I was a pilot, and I'm happy and proud to now pass on the baton. And so now I have my fastest Kurnacher in a car. And for that fastest Kurnacher, there is also a very special surprise. A symbolic street sign, Heinrich Avenue. Who knows, maybe one day it may actually appear in Kurnach.
It's time for one last dance in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany 2022. Carlos Rivas starting 3 positions in front of his rival Jan-Erik Schloten. If Rivas wins, Schloten will need a 2nd place to be champion. Otherwise, Rivas will win his 4th title in a row. As well as the ProAm Championship, we still have to find out who the rookie champion will be, Hanafin or Huub van Eindhoven. There is just 10 points between them. The lights go off and we are racing. 10 Voorde boosts Heinrich at the front, followed by Hanafin, Hartog and Pereira. Van Eindhoven directly behind the Luxembourgian. Hartog goes really wide onto the grass and makes a collision with Van Eindhoven coming back onto the track. Let's hope that Van Eindhoven doesn't have any damage after this. At the front, Larry 10 Voorde, followed by Bastian Boos and Lauren Heinrich. Now let's take a look at the Pro-Ams. Jan-Erik Schloten next to Zoran Spreng. They go side by side, directly behind Carlos Rivas. Now this is going to be interesting. Schloten has to keep his position to be champion. Nothing could be easier, could it? The Black Falcon teammate of Carlos Rivas is making life very hard for Jan-Erik Schloten. Ariel Levy fighting with Lucas Grunewald into turn 8. Levy, the first ever drive from Israel, spins, but he avoids making contact with anything or anyone. He's able to rejoin. Now on board with Huub van Eindhoven, who is fighting with Hanafin into the last corner of the track. Hanafin can stay in front of the Dutchman for now. Both are running side by side towards the first corner. This is what we want to see at the Carrera Cup. Around turn 1, Van Eindhoven on the outside, Hanafin on the inside, Hartog just behind, a little bit of a rub as they go down towards turn 2. It's so close between them. Hanafin closes the door, but the fight is not over. In the FAC Autotech garage, Hanafin's team and family can hardly stand the tension as the fight goes on. They're heading towards the Parabolica, foot to the floor. 10 Voorde has a big gap at the front, Boos fighting with Heinrich, and Van Eindhoven is faster than Hanafin. He tries the outside into the hairpin and finally makes it. This is breathtaking stuff. Bastian Boos continues in 2nd place. Behind him, Lauren Heinrich, and that's a big wobble from Boos, but he holds on to that position. Dylan Pereira is behind Lauren Heinrich. He is ready to jump if there are any more mistakes. Now back to the rookies. Van Eindhoven ahead of Hanafin. Behind them, Maurice Scheuring and Luke Hartog going side by side. Hanafin makes his move into the motordrome. To the inside, he takes the place back. Now towards the Sachs curve. What has Eindhoven got up his sleeve that he can do to get past Lork and Hanafin? Again, he looks to the outside. He drops back behind. This is towards the final corners. To the inside goes Eindhoven, and there's contact between the 2 cars. Eindhoven up onto 2 wheels, and Hanafin goes spinning off. FAC Autotech and Hanafin's family cannot believe it. Is this the end of the dream for Lork and Hanafin? The stewards will have to have a look at the situation, that is for sure. As Hanafin rejoins, let's take a look at a replay of that incident. Heading into turn 16, Van Eindhoven sees a gap on the inside of Hanafin, makes contact, Hanafin goes spinning.
Yeah, it was real hard fighting. Of course, it's for a championship, and when you fight that hard, sometimes you go a bit over the limit, but in the end I heard over the radio that I got a penalty, and then was like finishing the race and see afterwards. Yeah.
Here it is, a 10-second time penalty for Huub van Eindhoven. This is going to be a tight race for both of them. Can Lork and Hanafin come back? This gives us time to take a look at the ProAm Championship. Carlos Rivas is in the lead. Ariel Levy coming from behind, flashing his lights, and Sloten still in second position. If the race finished now, Sloten would be champion. Rivas leaves space for Levy to overtake. The ProAm Championship is a race within a race, so Rivas needs to keep himself out of trouble. The Luxembourgian has 2 DNFs in this year's championship, while Sloten scored in every race. That is the reason why Sloten is leading the point standings. Although Rivas won 9 out of 15 races, Sloten has only won 5. It's not in Rivas' hands to win the championship. It looks like he'll win the race today for 25 points, but Sloten will get 20 points for a second place, still enough to win the Pro-Am title. He has to stay out of trouble though. Sloten now falls behind Harold Prochik, and Spreng, Rivas' teammate, is directly behind him, looking faster than the 37-year-old Phoenix racing driver. This is going to be dramatic. We haven't had a fight like this for years in Carrera Cup Germany. Rivas in front through Parabolica, and Spreng challenging Sloten just in front of the hairpin. To the outside goes Spreng under heavy braking into the hairpin. Spreng pulls in front. Sloten is powerless, his team as well. And now, if the race finishes like this, Rivas will be champion. It's not quite over though. The last lap, the last chance for Sloten to get his position back. Black Falcon's nerves are strained. It's the hairpin for the very last time. Rivas is in front. Sloten behind Spreng. He needs to find a route past the car in front. Will he go for it? Yes, he will. The team can barely look. The 2 cars get together and into the tyre barrier. Looking at the replay, Sloten sees the gap. Spreng shuts the door, and it all falls apart for Jan-Erik Sloten. Ernst Moser, team principal of Phoenix Racing, sees it on the screens. Sloten seems injured, and Carlos Rivas is the champion.
Yeah, I don't know. What can I say? So unnecessary. Bit of a stupid thing to do. Yeah, the problem was that Yuka was on the right side, slowing down because he had technical problems and I had to avoid him. That's why I went in. Whether Jan had a very ambitious braking point and tried to save something at the last minute or not, I can't say now. It's difficult to judge. It was already clear to me that I would definitely push again if the situation arose. And the situation was there, the gap was also there. He then closed it. Anyway, there was no way to react when the car was up.
It's the end of a dream for Jan-Erik Sloten. Larry ten Voorde wins the race, Bastian Boos second again, and Dylan Pereira on the podium.
It worked out so well today. Not perfect yet, but clearly better than yesterday. To start from P6 and end up P3, that's a nice achievement in the Porsche Carrera Cup. The winner of the race on Sunday, Larry ten Voorde. A double victory for him at Hockenheim. This has been a great season. Thanks again to everyone. Also, congratulations again to Lauren and Huber. They deserve to win. I personally learned a lot again, and I always say go with a smile and never give up. Finishing second on Sunday, Bastian Boos. A terrific season for the young Dane.
I achieved all my goals this year. If anybody would have told me this in the beginning of the season, how it would end, then I would definitely have taken it.
Here, after the final race of the season, the overall standings at a glance. And among the rookies, the champion here is Lorcan Hanafin.
Yeah, amazing. Well, I kind of thought, well, who probably isn't going to get away with that one? So there was always hope in the back of my mind, and then I got on the board P1 from the team, and then I thought, yeah, the job's done. Just keep on the track and finish the race.
The new rookie champion, Lorcan Hanafin.
Congratulations to Lorcan on winning the rookie championship.
Congratulations after the race and a great celebration with the team. The Porsche Carrera Cup and the grand finale at Hockenheim. In the Pro-Ams, Carlos Rivas is the champion, who is of course celebrated with a matching winner's shirt. I came to the finish and wondered why are they all cheering. Then I thought, well, there must have been something somewhere that I didn't see. For the third time in a row, the Luxembourger wins the Pro-Am classification. Congratulations to all the champions in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland. First and foremost, Loren Heinrich, who has held this title since the Saxon Ring. Yes, he's developing extremely well, and I think that's where motorsport is also a very good school. You always have to believe in yourself. You always have to see how you can get ahead. You don't have time to rest, and I think he's doing that quite well. At the successful finale in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland, the celebrations continue into the night. No other car manufacturer has ever managed to keep a one-make cup at this level consistently for so many years. You have to do a lot of things right. Once again, it was a season that was exciting and gripping right up to the grand finale. We're all already looking forward to the new season in 2023. See you soon. See you next year at the Porsche Carrera Cup.